All right, so we're here waiting on FREEMINDED to come in. He decided he wanted to call me out inside of Bro Sanchez's live stream in the chat room. So I asked him to come along and share his points of views on it and see if he could figure out how this thing works. So I've already sent the invite out, and we'll just go ahead and sit back and wait for him to join us. No, I don't expect very many people to be in here at the moment. I know there's a few live streams that everyone's going to be on and rather sit in right now, but definitely wanted to have this discussion on recording. So let's see what happens. See if he shows. I doubt whether or not he shows. They're scared or not. Most flat earthers aren't scared of having this discussion. I just want to know what kind of information he thinks he has. Make sure I got everything right. No, I sent it out. See if this works again. I definitely hate for him to talk all that smack and say he's willing to debate with me, but not show after I've already sent the invite out. What's up, near base? Welcome. Not sure if you just stumbled upon everything. Waiting on FREEMINDED to get here, and we'll start this discussion. I'm actually quite surprised he hasn't showed up yet. Well, everything he was saying, but otherwise, near base, you globe, flat Earth. What are your thoughts? All right, cool. Are you convinced that it's a globe, or you done research, uh, try to figure out why everyone thinks it's maybe flat, or you don't care what they say? No, it's a globe. I understand. Pictures of Saturn aren't gonna do anything for them. Let me give you a little background. I do believe it's a globe, but I do see the difference. I do see the things that match out on a flat Earth. Um, I completely understand why they feel it's flat compared to a globe, and how they feel it's possible to be. Okay, cool. So you're at least open minded. You see that, you see the reasons why, and the NASA and government lives and all that stuff. All right. So are you open minded to finding out if it was flat that you would be surprised, or would you do you think there's no chance it'll ever be known to be flat? Go ahead and send out another invite to our friend. There's another guy I can probably have come in and have a discussion with. He was another guy that decided to call me out, but at least know that he's out trying to figure it out. So props to him for that at least. Now, one of the greatest things that I've felt helps me in my research on everything is drama with geometry um, can be fixed and seem like everything works out perfect, but there are still things that I personally believe that you have to go off of rather than just what they say. Um, to use just straight numbers, um, that can be worked out to be a fixed way of working it. Um, it's but at the same time, from where if you're coming from a flat Earth view of it, um, a lot of the stuff that they're telling us is kind of like they have to have their equipment to find out, or um, their measurements are the only way it would work. So what I've basically done is I'm trying to find, every bit of information that I could possibly find. Um, right now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of on the flat end of it, but I can't just get rid of everything I've ever known as of a globe. So the more I know on both sides, the better it would be. I am what I consider a truther. The truth is what I want, and then I have to basically I don't know, I can't prove enough about the globe to be 100% on it, and I can't prove enough for flat Earth to be on board with it. But personally, my goal is to find out what it is. Get as much information as I can. Um, I find that discussions and debates, you get to learn things you get to find out things you didn't learn, and information that you had that doesn't seem right when you look at it from a different point of view. But yeah, I definitely would consider myself on the fence. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this more of a regular thing where you know other other people on YouTube have the or flat earthers that they know discussion with, and then doing this. Uh, Probably I'm on a channel and start debating with whatever, and it runs. see if I can get another the flat. Said I'm really cool with this isn't going to hateful type to that. Yeah, definitely trying to plot out a spot with enough elevation. I got a few with a 10 to 8 that I would like to be at when that that's one of the other bigger aspects of it. If you go on NASA's website to get an understanding of what's going on with the eclipse, they actually the way they show it in their model is another thing that gives other people reason to believe how they believe that NASA is not real about anything they're saying. Um, in their model, they actually show the Earth spinning in the opposite direction to explain the shadow. Yeah, but that's definitely one thing that flat or globe, whatever you don't do is call people out and then be too scared to show up. What area of the United States are you in relation to the eclipse near base? Okay, so you're going to be at the tail end of it. Do you understand? I mean, do you have a good idea of how the eclipse is going to work? How the shades coming from the west to the east? I mean, when I said the concept of it, I meant um, how NASA explains it compared to the reality of how things work on in the solar system. Or have you seen NASA's explanation for it? Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. Let me see if I could actually find it. I want to make sure I find a good one at least. What up, New York? Where's your boy FREEMINDED? Boy FREEMINDED and Bro Sanchez called me out. Now you won't accept my invite over. All right, obviously my connection is pretty shitty, so see if I can. See if I can figure this out. Oh, that's loading. Oh, my connection is shitty, so I'll try to figure it out. But I'm gonna call in Travis Jones. He was another one. See if he's willing to say something on calling me out in one of these chat rooms again. Of course, can't find him. Nowhere to be found. See if I can send it through his email. You can show me. Go ahead and type out the link. I'm not sure if it'll let you, but and then I'll post it up. I'm gonna go ahead and be safe and not have to worry about being sniped in here or nothing. All right, give me 1 second, Near, and I'll invite you in, let you show it yourself. That's all right with you. Right now, I'm trying to find two knuckleheads that were calling me out.
There goes the moon, y'all.
Just remember they're near base. If I see something that seems kind of fishy, I will be more than willing to question it myself. All right, that I sent out the invite, so you should be getting it.
Oh, testing.
Hey, how you doing, there?
Hi. Um, so let me just post the link. It's just an image. I want to see what you think. I mean, I think it looks like the space station, but like I don't know. Some people I show like they're like, oh, that doesn't look like the space station. What do you think?
We'll see. Yeah, let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and screen share it so everyone else can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, because I mean, it's pretty difficult to take a picture like this. I mean, I need somewhat detail, but like I mean, it's like super fast and super blurry. Like I took about like 4,000 pictures, and that's by far the best one. So
Yeah, the problem I get completely see, and myself, I want to start doing some pictures, trying to find out, see satellites and whatnot to have a little bit bigger of a view of what's going on. But to explain to a flat earther that that's the ISS does it just as much as if you didn't tell me what this was a picture of, I would sit here for days trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean it's a bit blurry. I kind of understand. I mean, it's been a lot of money my telescope and camera stuff, so that's probably the best I can get. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've taken a picture of like Saturn, like you're looking at one right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, yeah, I understand it, but like, I mean, once you kind of like it's the space station, you're kind of like, oh yeah, it kind of does look like that. I mean, the orange solar panels on the edges kind of give it away. I think. Um, yeah.
Well, at the same time, the
I think
issue that a lot
I think your internet's cutting out. It's just very choppy. I don't know if like I
of
cannot
people
hear
are
you.
having the only time we can clear picture, UI to show all their pictures and
Your voice is like super choppy. Like you cut out for like 70.
ideas of what maps and all that stuff looks like, and it's
Okay, yeah, now it's better.
yeah. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm kind of like trying to get these other guys back in here, or these other guys in here, and I mean, it's like a social system now, or is it something you just started doing?
Um, I mean, I've kind of been in for a while, maybe a couple months. Also, your voice kind of cut out like a lot, like as you were talking, so I didn't get all of it. So,
No, I was just asking if you colors and looking out that and to this in this space and
um, I think I got the question. Like, was it how long have you been looking into space and stuff? Because your internet's
yes.
like really okay. Yes. I mean, I got my telescope out like a year ago, and just with the little eyepiece, nothing, no cameras, and I started looking at Jupiter and Saturn. And then one day I was like, oh yeah, I wonder if I could see the space station through my little telescope, and I did. It was actually pretty cool. but I kind of wanted to like show it like to flat earthers and stuff. And so I was like, I bought this, or my parents bought it for me for my birthday. It's like a Nexion 5. It's a telescope imager. And then ever since I've been capturing Saturn and Jupiter and the space station. So, I mean, about like,
That's cool.
yeah, it's about maybe a
I'm
month of
sorry. Go ahead.
like a month of like imaging stuff, but like a year of just actually looking into space and stuff.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, even got the chance to start doing it yet. I just got a decent telescope and a couple of attachments so I can put my phone on it and whatnot.
Yeah. Cause some factors say that you can't even be able to see Saturn. Like they say that all NASA like images of Saturn are fake, and that's kind of like,
Mm.
boy, I my profile pictures, is, you know, yeah.
What do you have you taken pictures of other things that are in space?
I think Jupiter, but I didn't really turn out so well. Like it's kind of like you can barely see its lines. I mean, I can show you like some of the stuff I got. Let me just get it open. Um, I share my screen. Or I'm not gonna share anything bad. Okay, can you see it? So like Jupiter, it's actually a video, kind of, and like that's you can barely see its lines. Like, cause this image I got, the one that you're looking at when I talk, I actually stacked that using Rexion, like Reggie Stack 6, so it's not like an actual image. And
Mm.
then yeah, that's a picture of Saturn and the space station. But I mean, I did a couple of attempts, not very with good luck. Um, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's good.
I mean, a lot of people are even trying to even get or explain themselves. Issue is people that say they go out there, they're not giving us an opportunity to see what's really going. Yeah, and also, one of the other things that came to my mind when I was, doing my research and trying to figure things out, is that it's kind of hard to get a feel for what's going on when little things come in your mind, like how the solar system is so perfectly lined up and whatnot, but yet, we're not getting any real clear pictures, especially with these billion-dollar satellites.
I mean, yeah, and like with the solar system being perfect, I mean, it's kind of not. I mean, Earth isn't in a perfect, circle around the sun. It's kind of like wonky. Same with all the other planets.
Yeah, but I completely understand what you're saying, and I get all that. But I'm just saying, I'm the devil's advocate of the conversation. Um, if you look at it and how, or better yet, how NASA wants to set it up, it looks doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't. It looks almost too perfect to just be how it is, or how they explain it to be. Is what I'm trying to say.
Like
Go ahead.
kind of like gravity. Like that doesn't like.
Well, exactly. That's another thing. I've been doing a lot of research into trying to figure out how to explain gravity, which took me towards like and how things work. Another little thing that I'm kind of questioning right now myself and trying to figure out is how if gravity works under its terms, and every the weights and everything. If everything on the southern hemisphere is, actually upside down. If you're really realistically looking at it, um, the gravity would actually have to be. I think my numbers aren't perfect or correct, but I think it was almost 1.5 times. You'd need 1.5 times more gravity on the southern hemisphere to have the same gravity, I guess you would say, as the northern hemisphere. So that's kind of like my rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna address that in a minute. Just can you give me like 30 seconds, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm back. So,
All right.
I mean, it wouldn't really have to be 1.5 because I mean, 1.5 more times mass in the southern hemisphere than there is in the northern hemisphere. Like the center of gravity for the Earth is always gonna be in the center, so it's kind of gonna be like
Mm-hmm.
the gravity's gonna be more or less evenly throughout the surface of the Earth, with minor deviations.
Yeah, but like I said, my numbers aren't going to be 100% because I didn't do the real hard data about it. But I was just thinking off the top of my head with it. Um, it just seems that there would still need to be a difference in the gravitational pull, seeing how the southern hemisphere, everyone would be, if you're looking at realistically, is upside down. Um, the gravitational pulls would be different.
I mean, uh, like if you're on like the southern hemisphere and then you like grow, well, how can I say this? So if you're looking at the Earth, northern hemisphere is on top and the southern's on the bottom, and then like rotate the camera 180 degrees. Now the southern hemisphere is on top and the northern's at the bottom. So it's like kind of based on where you are, kind of. I don't know. I'm not sure if that makes any sense.
No, I understand what you're saying, but the problem is that in any situation, if let's say we got in a spaceship and we went out into space, but no matter what anyone says, or if we're looking at a globe, let's just say it is a globe, period. Um, the southern hemisphere is the bottom of the Earth, and when you're looking at it from any perspective, everyone on the southern hemisphere theoretically is upside down. But because of
Yeah.
whatever phenomenon that I haven't figured out yet, so I don't want to, I can't really speak on it, but you don't feel upside down. The gravity is supposed to be the same, but yet, so say you want to weigh something in the northern hemisphere. For instance, I'm 165 pounds, um, and that's gravity, atmospheric pressure. That's everything accounted for makes me 165 pounds. But on the southern hemisphere, I would theoretically, and what I'm thinking is well, you are upside down because you're on the bottom of a globe. That the pull to keep you on the ground, even with atmospheric pressure and everything, would still have to be a little bit greater. But I mean, I've never heard of anything that gravity would be different depending on the hemisphere that you're on. Um, I know,
Yeah.
if you go on the top of a mountain, you weigh less because what they say is the gravitational pull isn't as strong the higher up you go.
Yeah.
So you would think you would have the same kind of situation in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, but relative to spaceship, you would be upside down. But relative to you, you would not be upside down.
Oh,
Just
okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that's
it makes more sense. I see what you're saying.
yeah. So
But
like the
even then, even if you were looking at the northern hemisphere, let's just say you're in a spaceship and you're upside down, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere still doesn't change. You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
not,
they would still just be there. They're just rotating.
yeah. But I see what you're saying. But I guess you would almost say that there's almost no directional positioning in space. I guess kind of guess how you would say it.
Yeah. I mean, so you think the SpaceX real or fake? Because people they take out their cell phone and record them. So do you think the SpaceX landings are real?
Yes, actually, I do.
Hello?
I believe, I believe we have rockets, even if it was
Your voice is kind of cutting out now, so I don't know what you're saying right now.
a flat Earth. Let me see if I can do this real quick and make it a little bit better.
Okay, now it's a bit better. Like the past, I didn't get that all.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to all this, so everything is going to be kind of wonky for a second. My apologies. Okay. Yeah. I believe that we can send rockets out there. I think one of the main things I was hearing when I first got here on the YouTube and flat Earth and everything was, rockets can't be fired in the vacuum of space. But I've seen videos and I have an understanding now that it's not true. They can. Obviously, you're not going to have the same propulsion as here on Earth, but it's still possible. So I believe there are satellites. I believe we do send rockets out there. The moon landing is one I do not believe. The radiation belt, from what NASA says, is so strong that I can't imagine anybody being able to go through it and surviving, let alone coming back through it.
So like the Van Allen stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I already know a whole lot about the moon landing. I'm just focusing more on flat Earth. But I mean, do you think the moon landings are real? I mean,
no, I believe they faked the moon landings.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think one person said, I'm not sure, if you do the math on like the stages in the rockets, and like Saturn V has the capability to go to the moon. Like it has like the fuel and the engines and all that stuff to like mathematically, get it to the moon and back. If that makes any sense. But I mean, then again,
well, to me personally, I don't believe that the issue is can they get there and back, fuel and engine and power wise. My thing is I don't believe they can send anyone manned through the Van Allen radiation belt, let alone come back. Because coming back, you're not going to have the same propulsion as you did getting there. So it would mean you'd be going through it slower. So it'd be even worse.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, like a couple minutes or maybe like an hour at most. Because I mean, it's only
it'd be more.
Section.
What it was, I think they rated it as.
Especially when you spin it at
got another link just popped up on me.
You know that you spin it at 1,000 miles per hour, man. Come on, that water.
I think they rated it as. I think they rated it like 3 hours to get through it going to the moon. It'd have to be a 5. I mean, it'd have to be almost be double coming back.
I think it would be faster. I think because Earth gravity like pulling it in faster. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe still there?
Yeah, maybe it's just like the same amount of time. I don't know.
Oh, I see. All right.
Sure about
my apologies.
Yeah.
I actually had you on mute for a second, so do it again. Say it again.
I mean, I think it would be like the same amount of time, mostly because like Earth is kind of pulling, the gravity is kind of pulling in. I mean, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about the Van Allen belt stuff.
Well, that's like one of the main issues. So when they take off and head off for space, we'll say, I think they're at a speed. I think their top speed they're getting at is like somewhere in the range of like, well, I think it's like 16,000 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But they're using the Earth, the atmosphere, the propulsion, the whole nine to get to that speed. How they orbit the Earth to get to a certain position in space. If they're coming from the moon, they're not going to have the same. They're not going to have the same thrust rate coming back this way. They're not going to have they're not going to have that atmosphere that gets them to that speed.
Well, the atmosphere kind of talking about during launch, the atmosphere helps them kind of.
Well, for what happens, yeah, when they're launching and they do an orbit around Earth to get to a certain position in space, be able to get that trajectory. That's when all their speed is being gained. They're not gaining that speed in space.
Well, I mean, they get into orbit and then they do their translunar injection burn, which kind of pushes them off to the moon. But I think you're saying that on the way back, there's less thrust. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
You don't need more thrust. I mean, you need more. What you need is delta V, which is change in velocity. A little spacecraft. Oh, if you have a little spacecraft and a small amount of thrust, it's going to be going at the same rate as a large rocket and a large amount of thrust. You get that?
Okay, so I see what you're saying. So what they're returning from the moon would be so much smaller that it would be able to reach that speed.
Yeah, and boost it to the moon, because when they boosted to the moon, they had like the third stage and everything above that. But then when they're returning, they just had that top little portion on their rocket. So,
but then wouldn't in that state, wouldn't that mean even more that it wouldn't have the same power that it took off with? So I mean, you wouldn't be working with the same amount of thrust that got it to the moon, essentially.
Correct. Yeah, it would have less thrust, but that's not bad. It would still go.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It still accelerate the same amount.
And also another issue that I'm having with it is that NASA doesn't even give us the information to figure this out, because what you're saying, it makes sense, but you know what I mean? I can't figure out in my mind what the real thrust rate would be.
It's like the math behind it.
Yeah. They don't really. I mean, I've done a lot of research trying to figure those type of things out, and then along with there's a lot of other things that come with not landing on the moon. When Apollo landed on the moon, theoretically, with the thrust that it would have taken to stop it, there should be craters under it. But in the videos that they do show us, recordings that they do show us, I mean, there's almost no disturbance to the moon.
And like 15 thrust, which I mean is a lot, but like not enough to make a huge crater. And there actually was a couple inches of not topsoil, but like moon dust kind of scattered from it.
Wait, what did you say the thrust was when they land?
It only landed with about 15,000 pounds of thrust, which I mean is a lot, but like not enough to make a crater.
I would think it would have. I mean, it would have to do something, especially on takeoff.
Well, on takeoff it wouldn't, because it's kind of blocked by the lunar module. But on landing it would.
But wouldn't they be using theoretically the same type of thrust to land and to take off?
I think to land it was about 15,000, and to take off it was like 10,000, I think. I don't know, but I think it was less thrust on the top than on like the ascending stage than on the descending stage. Because when you're descending, you have more mass, but when you're ascending, you have less mass. So the whole thing I talked about, remember?
Okay, I get what you're saying. So, yeah, okay, I completely understand now. Yeah, that makes sense. But you watch that video and it just doesn't seem right. And then that's the biggest reason I have to feel like I have to question everything, to a sense.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's good just to like question things, like, but like, I don't know. What I don't like is kind of like denying evidence, which kind of a lot of flat earthers do.
Mhm.
You probably don't do that. Yeah, you can do your research, but like don't cherry pick and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I do promote with this stream that I'm gonna start be doing, and with the flat earthers that I do talk to when I'm on panels and whatnot. You know, one of the big things is admitting when you may be wrong, or admitting that you don't know enough about it for it to be 100% fact. Um, and most of the time, in my opinion, that's where a flat earther having a debate with someone who believes it's a globe feels and almost does win. You can't, like, if you've heard it from you, that's how you talk to flat earthers, have a real rapport with them. So I get the understanding of where they're coming from. This is new. So if it is this new, they're obviously not going to have all the answers. Plus, they're going against a model that been doing it for so long that they can kind of, they can dot their I's and whatnot where they need to over the time they've had to do it.
Also, I might have to go soon because it's 10:45 and I have school tomorrow. So
yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. I mean, I appreciate you showing what you had and giving you some knowledge. I mean, actually had an idea. I learned a little bit more about how they take off and land on the moon. Actually, I think you've been on Dred's
yeah,
panel before. Okay, yeah, that's where I remember you from. You're the smart kid. I like that. Yeah. And it's super cool that you do know so much about everything. I say, keep doing what you're doing. And as far as I'm concerned, with it being a globe or flat, it doesn't really matter to me as much as a lot of people. Yeah. What really matters is truth. You're super young still, so I mean, I'm not sure what you know about and have read about, our government and things they've done in the past, but that's a lot of the reason why we have flat earthers and people against what the United States has said against 9/11 and whatnot. So just keep doing what you're doing and take as many pictures and research as much as you can.
Yeah. And on the topic of like the space station picture, do you think think it's good enough, or needs a little bit more detail, or is it, what do you think?
Knowing that if someone is trying to see it, the realization that it is traveling through space, and to get a clear picture of it is close to impossible. I think it'd be cool to try to figure out a way or what would need to be done to get a clear picture would be the best thing to start researching into. Because like I said, you know what it is. I know what it is, and I know it is because you told me, but I also know why it looks the way it does. But if you're trying to show someone that doesn't believe it exists, I think the best thing that can be done is researching and trying to figure out a way to maybe, if you need to take a picture, start taking pictures 10 minutes before it becomes into range. I don't know, but to get that, the right exposure on it so that it is clear enough would be something I'd work towards.
Maybe a better picture would be to get motorized tracking, like you're on tripod that automatically looks up at the space station. That's pretty much the only way I would get a massive improvement. But I mean, yeah, it's traveling at 4 miles a second. The fact that I can even see detail on it is kind of amazing. Well, I mean, I don't know if you think it's traveling at 4 miles a second, but I mean, you can.
Well, yeah, I mean, I completely understand what you're saying. I get that it's traveling so fast that it's to take a picture of someone running full speed past you, and expecting it to be a perfectly clear picture is almost impossible, which is kind of the same thing as with the Space Center. But I know that I don't know if maybe the technology isn't there, or or if it's the technology is available for us to do it, or maybe we just don't have the enough money in the wallet to get what it needs to be. But there's got to be a better way, because, like I said, you're not presenting the pictures to other people that know it's there. You would be more or less presenting this to people that believe it's not even there at all.
Yeah, I mean, but for the technology thing, you can get pictures that actually look like super clear, but they're probably like thousands of dollars. So not in my budget.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen those videos?
There's a guy, actually. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. There's a guy on YouTube that live streams his telescope, or what do you call it? While he's looking through his telescope, he streams it online. He does a lot of the moon and Saturn and stuff and whatnot. And I mean, you get some really good close-ups of the moon. He does a lot of that. I think he streams almost every other day.
I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go now.
All right, hey, I appreciate you jumping on. If you see me on, come on anytime. Super cool to learn stuff, and definitely, like I said, I'm impressed that our younger generation is so eager to learn different aspects of everything. So
yeah,
awesome.
How often are you on?
This is actually my first real stream. I'm probably going to start streaming. I'm going to try to at least stream twice a week. Not 100% sure yet, but if you subscribe and hit the notification, it'll come up right away.
Yeah, I already subscribed, so yeah. All right, see ya.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's super cool to find out when our youth is actually taking so much initiative into figuring things out. Like I said, when I was 15, 16, I don't even think I've ever even looked through a telescope yet, let alone look through telescopes, take pictures, and know what I was looking at. So I'm definitely impressed with that. It's super cool to find that out. But it looks like the man of the hour that was supposed to show up has let me know that he was willing anytime, but has now let me know I need to hit him up at 6 p.m. Tokyo time, which is 2 a.m. our time. I will definitely stay up to. Do not appreciate is being called out in chat, especially in chat rooms. I'm pretty sure he doesn't take into account the fact that I do try to figure all sides. So he has a Globus designs that I do flat earth ideas and a lot of aspects of my thoughts when I'm doing my research and trying to figure things out. Like I said, I'm going to use this platform as a all right, you want to call me out, let's see what you know type situation, because I've noticed a lot of people on both sides just don't have the information that they need to have to be making these assumptions upon people or calling people out, especially in a chat room. Like I said, I'm on a lot of panels for Flat Earth, and so live stream. Not only does it not make sense on a globe, but if you can't explain yourself to the fullest, then they're just going to shut you off right away, because why talk to somebody who only has the truth? when they already know NASA is more than willing to put out 100% of bullshit right in your face without even trying. Like I said, I've recently more flat because I'm concerned if you can't explain what's happening in a correct model, it you shouldn't even be trying. Flat Earth of D. Marble, great, great, great videos on showing how going on and how showing that it's a flat Earth. He was actually the first person that I saw online show a model of the eclipse and actually do it correctly. No Earth going the spinning the wrong way to make the shadows seem like it makes more sense. He laid it out. Not only that, he showed how eclipse works on a flat Earth, and argue with visual proof. And he showed that not only is NASA guys we turn to showing us the wrong way, but his flat Earth version of it actually makes sense, and it shadow without having to there to show there's no debating it, right? So right now, just trying to get a few of the guys that decided they wanted to call me out, see if they're willing to come on and enough to talk about it. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't really appreciate. And it seems like lately it's been happening a lot, where these guys that see me in these random places and decide that they want to call me out like they got it all figured out, or as I was talking about today, I was in Bro Sanchez's live stream, and if you don't know who that is or have not been there, he's a very smart man, spits knowledge all the time. Another one of my sources to trying to figure out where we're at. Decided to call me out, or a guy named FREEMINDED decided to call me out in the chat, saying I was next. Now, I'm not going to debate Bro Sanchez. He has his knowledge on everything is so far past mine, it would be pointless. And I know everyone should know their place in that and what they know, and not try to jump for a big based on because it's the evidence and facts that you have that make your debate stronger. And like I said, I don't know anywhere near enough to ever think that Bro Sanchez would be a good debate for me to ever even try to be in. So when he said out and just made it very clear, okay, but what about you, FREEMINDED? Do you think you could do it? Because I don't believe anyone that's in a room like that I would call him out. So I got it recorded and everyone hears it. I'm calling him out. He says he'd be ready to do this. I'm in San Diego. Will be 2 a.m. His 6 p.m. in Tokyo. So if you're up, I will be streaming, and we'll see if he's going to give me another excuse or he's actually willing to do this. There's a few others I'm trying to get on right now, see if they're willing to. Definitely not as blatant as FREEMINDED was about calling me out. These guys, at least some of them, are doing their research and trying to figure it out for themselves, and just in speaking terms, say something to me about it. So we'll see. and like I said, it's my first one, so there's definitely no expectations of a large following coming to hear it out. Um, but I felt the need that I need to start this up and start give start having a place for where these people want to call me out. For a place for me to see where they're at on it, because like I said, even if they know more than me and I've never heard them speak, I get to learn something. Um, and on the other hand, if they have no idea what they're talking about, then I get to help them out so they can figure out what's going on. And yes, at the same time, go, hey, this is why you don't call people out, because then you make yourself sound stupid. Because flat Earth or globe, the biggest issue I've seen is not enough people willing to go out and do their own research. Not enough people out there willing to look at the other points of views, and maybe getting a better idea of what's going on. Um, and that's what's most important, as far as I'm concerned. Finding out the truth. Um, as far as I'm concerned, you have to look at both sides. You can't look at only one side, otherwise you're only getting one story of truth and or one side of a lie, and you have nothing to counterbalance it with. But well, for round one of Don't Call Me Out, it looks like I can't get anybody in here to find out why they decided to call me out. So until next time, I definitely will be on tonight on 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Not sure where anybody will be. Pretty sure this will probably be it'll be probably be super late for a lot of you guys. Like I know my boy New York, he's on the East Coast, so he probably won't be staying up for it, because why? It's YouTube. You can always watch it later if you really wanted to. But other than that, thanks for the few people that came on in. Near, was great talking to you. It's always cool, like I said, to hear with so much knowledge about what's going on, and that means you just have so many more years to learn what's going on and learn what the truth is. So thank you for coming on there. I definitely appreciate that. Uh, whether you're globe or flat Earth, I don't care. As long as you're coming with real facts and real discussion, you're more than welcome on the panel. Uh, and have a platform. Like I said, if you know somebody that thinks they think they know more, and I don't even care if it's about anything, but you need a stream or you need a moderator, I'll be man. I'll do it. You guys can come on and duke it out up here on my stream. I just want to learn as much as I can and find out as much as I can in the time I have. So until then, everybody, you guys be safe. Enjoy your rest of your weeks. Enjoy the rest of the streams that you're able to watch. Hope you learn something from them, enjoy them, and be around respectful people.